If you're thinking about relocating and buying a home or selling your Hamilton home in 2026, the December stats that have just been released could either end up costing you thousands of dollars or potentially saving you tens of thousands of dollars, as the December Hamilton stats really brought an interesting mix of higher inventory levels while still having fewer new listings hitting the market and still sales remaining about the same. However, with that said, it really does depend on what you're looking for. So in this video here, we're not only going to be breaking down the Hamilton real estate market and where it is at, but we'll be also looking at each of the different property types of detached homes, townhomes, and condos, and showing you exactly where they're at compared to this time last year and where I expect to see them moving into 2026. And then we'll also take a deeper dive look into the different regions of Hamilton. I broke it down into the 10 regions of Hamilton to show you exactly where some markets, based on the headlines, would never tell you are still in a seller's market, and then other markets are deep into a buyer's market, all within Hamilton. So if you want to learn exactly what's been going on in the Hamilton real estate market for the month of December as you're planning your move into the new year, then keep on watching. But if you're new here and want to learn everything about what it's like living in Hamilton, eating, sleeping, and the real estate, make sure to hit the subscribe button. My name is Matthew, the founding realtor of the Living in Hamilton team and channel, and for the last couple of years been helping people just like yourselves relocate here and buy a home or sell their Hamilton home. So let's not waste any more time and dive right on into the December market stats we have here. So if we scroll past all of these and we first just look at the overview section for the Hamilton real estate market, as you can see, the total sales for the Hamilton market was 271, which is actually 13% below where this time was last year. However, if we look at this compared to the last couple of months, year over year for the last really 2 years, as you can see on this line here, really hasn't dipped much below what it's saying, but it is still maintaining that benchmark of being lower than average sales. And then the number of new listings, while it's actually up a little bit this time, it's not up a lot compared to a lot of the other past months we've been seeing in September, October, and November. However, with that said, I think this is more of a seasonality trend, as a lot of sellers will take the property off the market in December and wait until the new year or possibly the spring to relist it. And as a result, I think that this number here really doesn't show that we're having a least decrease in the number of new listings. I think it's more just a seasonality thing of December, as that's something that's been happening basically every single year. As you can see right here, if we look, this is the January. Where's this one? Here is this January right here. This one dips by a little bit less. Or I guess here's the inventory. Same with this one here. They're always dipping in December. And then as you see, always pop back up as you head into the spring market. Now, in terms of the median and average sold price for the Hamilton market as a whole, as you can see here, the median is down about 8% and the average is down about 5.5%. Now, if we look here at how these sales per month compared to the last 10 years, as you can see, we're pretty much online, I would say, with what every other month has been in the past 10 years. We're right in the middle of the pack here at 271 sales. However, with that said, the number of new listings, while it is still in this pack here, it is still on the upper echelon. So it is continuing that trend, but it's just a little bit closer to the rest of these compared to where it was back in September, August, even for that matter, like April, May. Then if we look over here at our number of active listings per month, again, while we have seen basically the remaining of high number of new listings, low number or average number of sales, here we're still maintaining a quite high active market right now, which is why the majority of Hamilton is a buyer's market. But I'll tell you this right now, there's certain areas of Hamilton that don't have this record level inventory, and those are the markets that are a seller's market that buyers still are competing on homes. So I'll show you where that is in just a second, but now let's look here at the sales to new listings ratio. And as you can see, we didn't nearly pop up nearly as much as the other months. And essentially what this is speaking is it's still in a downward pressure market, or in other words, a buyer's market. As if this number increases here, that's obviously more favorable for the seller. However, in this case, it is really not rebounding like it is in the others, which to me indicates that we're going to see continuously high inventory levels as we move into 2026. Now, if we look at these graphs over here. This one here is the months of inventory. So here you can actually see the different types. So the black line is the Hamilton market as a whole. As you see, in December, it did regress a bit more back to the balanced market. However, it is still above this line here, which is indicating it's still in a buyer's market, but really on that balanced buyer's market trend. And that's because of the dipping in number of new listings hitting the market. Then what is interesting to see is detached homes have really bounced into the middle. I imagine this number will probably shoot back up here and probably land somewhere around where it was for the last couple of months, just above this buyer's market. But as you can see, condos are still record level highs in a very strong buyer's market. And the same goes for the sales to new listing ratio, like we just saw as well. It has bounced back up into a balanced market, but similarly, I think it'll kind of flutter around this line here and probably remain what it did for the majority of 2025. I suspect will be a similar trend of it bouncing and kind of floating around here on the balanced to buyers market. Really does depend, though, on the area of Hamilton you're looking in. And then here is just what it is relatively to the last 10 years to give you some perspective. Now, if we move over here, one of the key trends about December is while there is lower number of new listings hitting the market, there's also less buyers looking to buy here. And as a result, a lot more homes that do choose to stay on the market through December are going to see a large uptick in number of days to sell, which is what exactly we're seeing here as well. As right now, the median days on market is 42, and that obviously jumped in December, and that's even still 20% higher compared to last December. That's just because of the high inventory levels. And as you can see here, our months of inventory are right now indicating a buyer's market. Our sales to new listing ratio for the whole is in a balanced market slash buyer's market. It's right on the edge. So indicating exactly what we just saw on the last graphs as well. Now, if we look at the property types and we first look at detached homes, this is where the bulk of the sales happen every month. But really in December, it was proportionally a lot more in December, as 184 of those 17 sales happened were detached homes. Regardless, it's easily 70% of the market is detached homes. Number of new listings, though, is also 216. So even with the decreased number of new listings hitting the market in the month of December, which is just seasonality, we are still outpacing the number of sales that have happened. So inventory continued to grow in the detached market for the month of December. Now, the thing about detached homes is, yes, the median and benchmark and the average price are all down about 5, 6, 7% year over year. However, this property type here definitely upheld the best throughout 2025, and I suspect that will be the same through 2026. Now, which areas of detached homes uphold the better than others? We'll discuss that in just a moment. But as you can see, very relatively the same for the last couple of months, other than the dip in number of inventory really hitting in December. We'll bounce that back up like we've seen in the last couple of years as well. Now, in terms of where the detached market sits, like we discussed just a second ago, both of them actually bounced back into more of a balanced market favoring the seller. And that's just due to, again, the ratio of new listings. I imagine, like I just discussed, that really like the Hamilton benchmark of like sales to new listings ratio and months of inventory, which indicate what type of market it's in, is heavily dictated right here by detached homes, as we're basically seeing what we're seeing for the Hamilton market as a whole. Median days is a little bit faster, but not marginally faster. I think it's 3 days faster, 39 days on the market for detached homes to sell. Now, what's interesting to see here is 11% this month sold above the list price, 85 sold below. And if you want a rule of thumb of what is selling compared to the list price, it was at 96.4%. And here on the right is all the sales in December for detached homes. So as you can see, the vast majority of detached homes in December really sold between that $500,000 to like $800,000 mark. However, depending on what area you're looking in, right? Because if you're looking at Ancaster for detached homes, you're not going to find anything until you're starting really in the 900, but more in that $1 million mark. Same goes for Flamborough. And it really does depend on the area you're looking in. Now, in terms of semis and townhomes, as you can see here, this one only had 54% of the sales, or 54 sales that had happened here, which is actually down 30% this time last year. And the number of new listings is basically outpacing the sales by like 2.5, essentially speaking. And that there, of course, is continuing to see the increase compared to this time last year as well. The interesting part about this one I found was this was actually more than I suspect. And I think, yeah, it did take a bit of a dip in December. I imagine this number will bounce back up, probably be close to that 8-9% mark is what I would suspect the median and average will balance more out to be. But for this month here, it was down 11 and 10% respectively. And then as you can see, the semis in towns are in a bit more of a buyer's market compared to detached homes, as the average days on the market was 50 days on the market, so longer than detached homes. The months of inventory is sitting at 5.43, so pretty comfortably into a buyer's market as well. And same for the sales to new listing ratio, which is sitting at 36.38. And here you can see the huge spike in December for the number of days on the market because of that 400 inventory sitting on the market and just cooking through December. Or simmering, I guess is probably the better way. It's not really cooking. Now, in terms of where the sales did happen for semis in townhomes, as you can see here, the vast majority are again between that $500,000 to $800,000 mark. However, here they're typically going to be a bit newer townhomes, as a lot of these, as you see, are in Stony Creek. Those tend to be on the newer side compared to a lot of the detached homes that you're going to be finding in the same price point as these townhomes here. Then if we look at condos here, we can see that this only made up 27% of the sales, or 27 sales happened here, which is less than 27%. It's about 10%, let's call it. The number of new listings hitting the market was 45, so outpaced it a little bit less than townhomes, which was interesting for me to see. However, as you see, like the median and average really took a dip here in December because I imagine there was a lot of sellers that have been in the market a long time, and some buyers, especially opportunistic condo buyers, probably found a couple of great deals as well, as the average and median were down 15 and 18% respectively. And I imagine this condo market just continuing through, where I think we're still going to see, because there's a lot more completions still to come, there's still a lot more rental built condos that are also going to flood the market in the coming years. I don't see the condo market in Hamilton getting better anytime soon, which does create great opportunity for buyers, but is of course unfortunate for any sellers looking to offload a pre-construction deal. I know how some friends have. As you see here, like we're right now sitting so high above into a buyer's market for months of inventory for condos at 8.44, which historically is basically the highest it's been other than a couple recent peaks. And I imagine that number is only going to continue as we hit into the spring market and more condos get finished up. More people put their condo back on the market that may have took it off in November and December. And here, not many condos did sell, but the ones that did sell in Hamilton were primarily around that 300 to 400, but also some 400 to 500, really just depending on the square footage and how many beds and baths are in the condo. Now, if we look at how Hamilton's areas break down, first, let's just look at the snapshot in terms of sales to new inventory to just the total inventory. And as you can see here, a couple things I want to point out that I thought were interesting. The Hamilton Mountain remained basically even in terms of sales compared to this time last year, which is the only area in Hamilton that can say that in terms of sales. With the area that took the biggest dip in sales, I believe it is over here in Flamborough, but it's such a small amount that really one sale can fluctuate that. I would say the bigger dip, more specifically for me when I'm looking at this, is Ancaster here, as well as like Stony Creek were probably the two biggest. Now, with that said, that's also going to be reflective in the number of inventory. As while Hamilton Mountain has remained in terms of sales, the inventory is basically still pacing the same as Stony Creek. However, what's interesting is Ancaster is down in terms of the number of sales, but the inventory, or the number of new inventory, is basically remained the same. And that's why the total inventory percentage-wise compared to the sales is a bit lower in Ancaster compared to the Hamilton Mountain. Now, here you can kind of see the different sales based on the regions, total inventory, as well as new listings to get a proportionate of where each of those are coming in. But if we go over here and we look here at this snapshot's probably the one that a lot of people are usually looking for. And it's the area breakdown of what type of market they're in. So anything that you see highlighted red is indicating a buyer's market. If it's highlighting green, it's a seller's market. If it's highlighting blue, it's a balanced market. And as you can see right now, Ancaster, Stony Creek, I'll call West Hamilton Mountain, as this is just balanced into a balanced market here. Central Hamilton, Glambrook, and Flamborough are all right now, even with the decreased inventory levels in the month of December, still remaining in a buyer's market. Dundas, like we saw in November, is still in a seller's market, and that's just due to the sheer low volume of new listings that are really hitting the market in Dundas there. And then the other one that we're seeing that are in two balanced markets that's really good to see is the Hamilton Mountain, like we saw. And that's really because I think the increased number of sales compared to the other regions of Hamilton, really maintaining that there. And then Waterdown was great to see as well, because I know this has got a lot of new inventory, and sometimes those areas there, like we're seeing in Glanbrook, for example, can struggle behind just because of the number of inventory that would hit the market when new real estate is developed. That this is something I've noticed, a lot higher turnover. So those there were the December Hamilton market stats. Now, what do I believe the outlook to be for the Hamilton market as we move throughout 2026? Well, number one, if we talk about inventory levels, I imagine this number is going to continue to rise. I don't think it's going to spike up like some people are imagining and we got a flood of new inventory coming to the market. We kind of have already had that. I imagine we're still going to have record level number of inventory hitting the market, but it's going to be a lot of like 2025, maybe even a little bit better. I know some big banks like TD, RBC are even suspecting for Canada wide anywhere from I've seen a 3 to 4 to I think a 5 to 7%. I think 5 to 7 is a little aggressive, but those are all predicting a slight recovery in the market. And I imagine we're going to see a slight recovery, but it does depend on what market you're talking about. Condos, not seeing that. I think it's going to continue to get worse. I think detached homes will see a bit of recovery, especially as some of those stronger areas like we just discussed that are more in a balanced market or even pushing a seller's market like Dundas is in currently speaking. So number one, I think inventory levels will rise, but I think they won't rise crazy amounts more. I think it'll just remain this level here, maybe add a little bit more inventory on the market. Now, in terms of prices, like you just heard me mention, some of the banks have projected a bit of a recovery. We'll see about that. I think Hamilton, compared to like the national average, didn't decrease as much because we're a little bit more centralized, I guess. However, with that said, maybe 2-3% is what I would see in the Hamilton market as a whole looking to recover. But I think that's going to come more from the back half of the year rather than the first half of the year. I think the first half of the year is going to be a little bit slower until we see what everything shakes out with the economy and the rate cuts, as well as just all the renewals that are going to be coming in the months of the spring. Now, with that said, the next prediction I would have is really what market will we be in? And overall, I think we're going to maintain, like I just discussed here, a balance to buyer's market. But I do depend on really where you're looking at, as it really does depend on if you're in Dundas, like you're still competing, versus if you're in Central Hamilton, that area has been hit a lot harder and you could be a lot more opportunistic, putting in a bit more low ball offers. So what I would truly recommend for you, if you are thinking about making the move in the year 2026, is send me and my team a message today. As well, the real estate market does dictate when you should move and when you should wait. I also think your lifestyle, your financials also play a bigger part into that. So if you want some educated advice based on what we would do based on your situation and where we would recommend you move to in Hamilton for this year, then you can send me and my team a message today. I'd be happy to book a Zoom call with you. But if you want to learn more about what it's like living in Hamilton and are looking for an affordable townhome, the next video I'd recommend for you is my video where I go through 3 different townhomes that would have been absolute perfect fit for a few of my clients that were first-time home buyers looking for a move-in ready newer townhome. So you can find that video right here. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day.